Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, or Ha Kodash, Ma'amat. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banya Sharala, the Lions Den camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm in the car, Harab Banya Sharala, coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Not today, I'll be coming out of a lesson. And again, this is on this article, and it says China has stopped exporting rare earth metals to everyone, not just the U.S., cutting off critical materials for tech, autos, aerospace, and defense. And the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of countries that do business with China, and these other countries have not been cut off. But notice, all the countries that do business with Babylon America is who has been cut off, because America has been cut off. America needs the rare earth metals that China has, because China has the biggest deposits of rare earth metals in the world. Of course, you got Greenland. They got a surplus of a specific rare earth metal, or whatever that may be, or mineral or resource. But for the most part, China is king on the rare earth metals, and Babylon America uses those rare earth metals for tech, automobiles, aerospace, and defense. The same thing that China, the Moabites, put reciprocal tariffs on, which greatly hinders and harms the U.S. But these devils are proud, aggravatingly proud, thinking that they're going to just bully and push over. Well, these other nations are now standing up. That's why there is no headway being made. That's why Trump he'll say tariff and then he'll walk it back, because anything that Trump does in any way, form, or fashion, it destroys and hurts America, and America only, nowhere else. Let's continue. It says, after the president unveiled his so-called reciprocal tariffs on Liberation Day, China retaliated with its own duties and export controls on rare earth minerals, which are critical to tech, auto, aerospace, and defense sectors. It says, so far, those export controls have translated to halt across the board, cutting off the U.S. and other countries, cutting off the other countries that is allied with Babylon America. Let's continue. It says China is exploiting a highly lopsided advantage it has in global trade as it hits back against Trump's tariffs of rare earth minerals and or metals. It says, after Trump unveiled his Liberation Day tariffs on April 2nd, China retaliated on April 4th with its own duties as well as export controls on several rare earth minerals and magnets made from them, like neodymium. You need those to be inside of computers for your hard drives and stuff to run, and other electronics too. It says, so far, those exports controls, let me read it again. It says, so far that those export controls have translated to a halt across the board, cutting off the U.S. and other countries. It says that's because any export of minerals and magnets now require special licenses, but Beijing has yet to fully establish a system for issuing them, the report has said. It says, in the meantime, shipments of rare earths, I'm just going to say, in the meantime, the shipment of rare earth minerals and or metals have been halted at many ports here in Babylon, America, and anybody, or should I say any country, that is allied with this place, such as Germany, Japan, but let's continue. Again, it says, shipments of rare earth minerals and or metals have been halted at many ports, with custom officials blocking exports to any country, including the U.S., as well as Japan and Germany. China's Ministry of Commerce issued export restrictions alongside the General Administration of Customs, prohibiting Chinese businesses from any engagement with U.S. firms, especially defense contractors. That's an Achilles heel for Babylon America. Let's continue. It says while the Trump administration unveiled tariff exemptions on a range of key tech imports late Friday night, China's magnet exports were still halted through the weekend. This is Beijing's export halt is noticeable because China has it says stranglehold, but China has we'll say carte blanche on global supplies when it comes down to rare earth metals and minerals derived from like magnets derived from these rare earth metals. It says they also represent a asymmetric advantage that rare earths, minerals, and or metals constitute a small share of China's exports but have an outsized impact on trade partners like the U.S. because Babylon America relies on these rare earth minerals, which again relies on them as critical inputs for the auto chip, aerospace, and defense ministries. China's U.S. embassy did not immediately respond to a request for comment. This is National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett addressed the situation on Monday, acknowledging concern and saying rare earths, minerals, and or metals are a part of lots of the economy, or a major part of the economy. This is the rare earth minerals and or metals limits are being studied carefully, and they are concerning, and are thinking about all the options right now, he told reporters outside of the White House. Of course, these devils got to think, because the further that this devil that's in power here in Babylon America push, the more he try to push, the more Babylon falls, the more this place goes down. It says China's export restrictions also put Trump's attempts to gain control of Greenland in a fresh light. The self-governing Danish island possesses one of the world's largest known rare earth deposits, whatever that might be. It says J.D. Vance, the vice president, visited Greenland this month, despite the repeated pushback from Denmark against U.S. Rhetoric. It says, we need Greenland for national security and even international security. And we're working with everybody, I didn't just say everyone involved, and to try and get it done, Trump said in an address to Congress last month. It says, meanwhile, Trump has also been pursuing a deal with Ukraine, going right back to them, to develop rare earth supplies. He said in February he wanted the equivalent of 500 billion worth of rare earths, minerals, and or metals. Those talks are ongoing. Those talks are going to keep ongoing because it ain't going to happen. Last month, Trump signed an executive order that directed federal agencies to identify mines and government-owned land that could help increase rare earth production. The Trump administration is also drafting another executive order to clear the way for stockpiling deep-sea metals to offset China's control of rare earth supply chains. And it's not going to offset anything that this devil do with this whore, Babylon America. It's not going to work. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. When thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And this is the judgment against the Lord's enemies, the Heavenly Father's enemies. And these devils, all they do is deal treacherously and spoil, rob, and any other thing on everything on the earth. So it says woe, and we know what woe means. Woe is destruction. Woe is judgment. Because see, this devil wasn't being spoiled when he was going around the four corners of the earth spoiling, taking everything with his blessing, which is the sword. It says this devil was going around dealing treacherously when no one dealt treacherously with him. He was dealing treacherously, just like right now. This devil is dealing very treacherously with these supposed tariffs or dues or whatever you want to call them, sanctions, blah, 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 blah. It's all political jargon anyway. But nonetheless, when this devil cease to stop dealing treacherously, when this devil cease to stop spoiling, that's when these other nations are going to start dealing treacherously with this place, with this devil. And that's when these nations are going to start spoiling this devil when he stops the spoiling. When he stops doing everything, that's when these other nations are going to start dealing with this devil and handling this devil any kind of way, like this devil has been doing around the four corners of the earth, using this great whore Babylon America to do it. So when there's a cease and an end to it, that's when these other nations are going to rise up and do Babylon America the exact same way. And it ain't nothing but a taunting proverb. You get out what you put in. You put it out, it's coming back. That's how that goes. If you want a soda out of a soda machine, you don't pick up a rock and put it in there and get a soda out. You put money in, soda come out. You don't put nothing in that machine, guess what? Ain't nothing coming out of that machine, just to give you an understanding. So this devil, what has he been putting in? He's been putting in murder, destruction. He's been putting in covetousness. He's been putting in stealing and all the wickedness that you could possibly think of. That's what this devil has been sowing in the earth. So guess what? That is going to come back. That's why it says woe. This devil is facing woe. These devils are facing woe. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm gonna read it verse 6. I mean, I can start at 5, but let's see. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead. Verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So this devil, he transgresseth by his wine. And what is his wine? Again, his whack ass policies and treaties and laws and statutes and all of that. Because this devil is proud. This devil think nothing can take him down, or no one can withstand him. This devil doesn't keep at home. He doesn't mind his business. Going around the four corners of the earth telling other people in other countries what to do with their resources. Who the flying flip phone do you think you is? You know? But see, now these nations, that is their MO now. That is how they're moving towards Babylon America and Donald Trump. The one that's running this place, the king of Babylon. Again, this devil doesn't keep at home. He enlarges his desire as hell, as the grave. People die every day, yet the grave is not full. That's how this devil operates. His desire, he's never satisfied with anything. He's never satisfied. Never satisfied. Never, ever, ever satisfied. It says, and is as death. This devil causes all kind of problems everywhere he go, and cannot be satisfied, period. But gathereth unto him what? All nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. He want to control everybody. He the one want to rule over everybody and tell everybody what to do. Like he is some kind of grandiose motherflubber. He ain't nothing but a wicked devil, a deceiver. And the Lord is going to take this devil down sooner than later. Verse 6. Shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So these other nations are going to take up a taunting parable against this devil. They're gonna start to look at him like, damn, you ain't satisfied. When you just can't be satisfied, huh? Woe to him that increases that which is not his. And we know what woe is. Woe is destruction and judgment. It's going to get to a point with these other nations. Well, it's already to that point, I should say. But I would say that point is going to further. Meaning this devil, the Lord going to make sure this devil reinforce the feelings and the thoughts of these other countries and their leadership have towards Babylon, America, and its leadership. They're going to get to the point, they're going to like, man, look, eventually you're going to get took down. Woe to him that increased that which is not his. This devil stayed increasing or trying to increase in things that don't belong to him. And they're going to be like, how long are you going to do this? And it says, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And this devil, he laid himself with thick clay, which is debt. They like to tell you that the U.S. national debt is in the double-digit trillions. Man, it's in the triple-digit trillions. These devils don't never ever tell the truth completely. But this devil has laid upon himself with thick clay. This devil has got deep into debt, especially with the Heavenly Father. This devil then got too deep, and now he can't dig his way out. Well, guess what? Well, the Lord gonna throw dirt on top of it. Let's continue. Verse 7, it says, shall they not rise up early? So like it shall they not rise up suddenly? So like that shall bite thee. So these other nations, they're going to suddenly rise up and bite this devil, i.e. attack this devil, come at this devil. And these reciprocal tariffs by China is a form of that. He says, again, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So these nations are going to rise up suddenly and bite this devil, meaning attack him, come against this devil, and awake and vex this devil. And these tariffs, these reciprocal tariffs by China, it's vexing the flying flip phone out of this devil, vexing they behinds up. It's finna be a whole lot of things finna start going down. But that's what's gonna happen. And this devil is gonna be booties, treasures up for grabs for these other nations to come in and do what they wish and do what they will. Because this devil is not fit to lead the world. Look at everything that is happening. The water Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for him letting this wicked bull crap go first. Just imagine if all the goodness and everything, the Lord would have established everything good, and then that passed, and now this devil coming up to rule with all this tomfoolery. Come on, the Lord like, I'm going to let this bullshit go first. And then after this get out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and establish righteousness, and that's going to be forever. I would rather the Lord do that than to let this devil keep ruling forever, because sick of this devil's system and everything that he's ever built off the back of others. Sick of it. The Lord needs to destroy it. And he will. So there's no need for a crash out. But, you know, it's still vexation. But let's continue. Verse 8, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So this devil has spoiled many nations, the remnant of the people on this earth, especially Jake, when the Lord set us up back in our rightful positions as the leaders in the earth, the way he wanted it to be. But things have to happen because the Lord set everything up the way it happened, the way it happens. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So ain't no need to be, why this? Just shut the F up. Just don't even worry about it. The Lord set it up the way it's going to happen, and everything is playing out the way he said it's going to happen. But this devil has spoiled many nations, so all the remnant of the people are going to spoil this devil. These nations are going to come against this devil. Take him down out of his place. Why? Because this devil has shed the blood of many men, caused violence in every land that he ever stepped his foot on. Any city, and all of those that dwell therein. So guess what? When all hell break loose, this devil's city is going to his cities, his land, everything is what is going to be troubled by, because of all the violence and bloodshed that this devil has did around the four corners of the earth, using Babylon America to do it. So yeah, it's finna get to a point to where things are getting critical. It's coming to a head. China is not backing down, and America's finna lose more allies because of the Tom stupidry that this devil is on. Wickedness will not last. Wicked men shall not rule forever. There is a stopping point. Shalom.